Welcome to Earthquake Guru's video series.
Here's an interesting fact. 40% of American households do not have a first aid kit. And I'm going to guess that a majority of the people that do have a first aid kit have one of those that they've picked up at Walmart or Target that have a few Band-Aids, maybe one semi-large bandage and some tape. And that's about it. So on Amazon, I've been watching this. It's called the Ever-Ready First Responders First Aid Kit. And I just decided to go get one and decide to see what's in it. So I'm going to go through all the products that are in it and talk about each one. So first of all, you get this large bag. It's about 22 inches wide. It's heavy nylon, very good zippers, nice and big zippers so nothing gets snagged. It's kind of like a camera bag on the inside because there's lots of different compartments, padded compartments. So you have one large one and several small ones. So you can put in bottles of hydrogen peroxide or alcohol. And then you can put all these items in here. Then there's also these two side pockets. And inside each side pocket is this small little bag that velcros on the inside of the pocket. And then that way you could make a smaller kit, rip it out, and take it with you on any sort of travels, or you could make your own one for your suitcase. So let's go through what's inside here. We'll start with the granddaddy of them all. This is one giant sterile trauma dressing. It's huge. You know, it's a large bandage. If you're a motorcycle rider or a bicycle rider, this would be great to have in your kit in case you ever go down and have some severe road rash along your leg. You could bandage that up very quickly. There's some very thick pads right here for heavy bleeding. There's eye bandages. There's several of those. You have two large triangular bandages. You have quite a few 4x4 gauze bandages. You have quite a few of those. That's great. Then you do get your assortment of Band-Aids. There's quite a few in there and some tape. There's smelling salts. You get some rubber gloves. You get small, medium, and large gauze rolls. So you can put this on your arm and then use the gauze to go around it. You have iodine prep pads for a wound. And then you have sting relief for any bee stings or insect bites. You get quite a few of these burn gels, these small ones, in case you get a burn. And then you get a large one, which I've never had those in my first aid kit, so that's great. You also get a wire splint. You get an ice pack, one of those pop and break ones. Then, as far as bandages goes, you get all these bandages except for the big giant one. You get all these bandages, the bee stings, the alcohol prep pads, the smelling salts. You get a whole nother one of those in this kit. So you get all these bandages double. You also have a airway opener, everything from an extra large adult to a tiny infant, and I would pray to God that I would never have to use that. You get a tourniquet. You get a metal clamp. In case you do need to sew somebody up, you could actually put the needle in there. Good metal scissors for cutting gauze or tape or anything else. You have a seatbelt opener or a seatbelt cutter for the car. I'll have to put that in the car. You also get your regular old Mylar emergency blanket, which is good. You get one of those. But then you also get this one for an infant. It's sort of like a giant tortilla or a sleeping bag, and you can put an infant inside of that. So, you know, a Mylar blanket, a baby's not going to stay in there, but you could put an infant inside one of these Mylar little sleeping bags and keep them warm. All right, I'm going to switch sides here. All right, get some glucose in case your sugar level goes real low. This is a CPR mask in case you have to provide CPR to somebody in your family and you don't know where your uncle's been. So you can actually put this on their face. There's a little tube that goes on top of that, and you can do mouth-to-mouth without French kissing them. You get a stethoscope, which this one's actually quite nice. It's metal. It's rather, you know, it's heavy. It's heavy duty. It's not a cheap plastic one. You know, rubber tubes, not plastic. So that's nice. You also get a blood pressure cuff. And the gauge is metal and very nice. And we used to play with this as a kid. We used to see how hard we could make it before somebody screamed uncle. So those are all the items that you get. I don't think I missed it. Oh, the last thing, you get one of those pens that, a pen light. And the reason why these are good is if you're actually checking for a concussion, you can gauge the size of the pupil, if it's dilating or not. And also if you've ever used your tactical flashlight, you know that it's way too bright to try and gauge somebody's reaction. So it's not very bright, but it's just enough to make your pupils dilate and undilate. So all this comes in the Ever-Ready First Responders First Aid Kit. It's pretty complete as far as, I love the amount of bandages it has. I would add things like alcohol and hydrogen peroxide and other items to boost the first aid kit. A lot of more masks and things like that. But this one is probably one of the better first aid kits that I've seen. If you bought this, you could throw it in the closet and you're good. So if you have any questions on what's in the bag or numbers or anything else, please leave some notes in the show notes. Thanks.